Let's do the math here. 20 days out, Trump 12 points down. That's according to new numbers from Monmouth University. Plus, for the first time, Hillary Clinton is getting 50% support, and that's important, especially when you factor in all the four candidates. But the news, it only gets worse for the Donald. Hillary Clinton has a 5-point lead in, get this, Arizona. You heard me right, as deep a red state as you're going to find. That's according to an Arizona Republic poll, a paper I should say, that's also historically conservative. And take a look at these numbers. In Texas, this is according to the University of Houston poll, a virtual tie when you factor in margin of error here in the deepest of deep red states. Texas, for just information's sake, has gone Republican in 9 straight presidential races, usually by double digits. So do the polls tell the whole story? And where exactly do we think the Donald will go tonight, and what should or shouldn't Hillary engage him back in? Let's bring in our panel. Good friends to the program, former Democratic New Jersey Congressman Steve Rothman, Dominic Carter, political journalist and author, man in the news today, if you will. Chris Shays, former Republican Congressman from Connecticut, himself making some news as well this campaign season. And before I get into tonight and everything else, there's been a clip that's been making the rounds today from a familiar face. Take a listen to what Mr. Trump had to say in 2008 to Mr. Handsome over here.
You said of Hillary Clinton that she was, quote, pretty badly abused during her presidential campaign. Why do you say that?
I thought that they roughed her up pretty good. I think she's a wonderful woman. I think that she's a little bit misunderstood. You know, Hillary's a very smart woman, very tough woman, that's fine. But she's also a very nice person. And I know Hillary, and I know her husband very well. They're fine people. I think she's going to go down, at a minimum, as a great senator. I think she is a great wife to a president. And I think Bill Clinton was a great president. You know, you look at the country then. The economy was doing great. Look at what happened during the Clinton years. I mean, we had no war. The economy was doing great. Everybody was happy. A lot of people hated him because they were jealous as hell.
Okay. She's a nice person, and her and Bill are good people. She's a great wife, and he was a great president. He's talking about the same Hillary Clinton that he's going to be. Yes. What did he call him, the devil earlier, just a few weeks ago?
Yeah, Richard.
Why did you hold this tape for so long now?
No,
this is a conspiracy.
It's funny, Congressman, because I forgot all about it. But CNN called today inquiring about the tape. So the question is, who knew this tape was there? And who's behind this? So this is a problem for Mr. Trump. It points to his character, as we've been talking about on the show. He had so many nice things to say about the Clintons, and he went on and on.
He contributed to the campaign, he
that's
endorsed
right.
him, but
That's right,
the
Richard.
personal love letters that he was delivering to you, unprompted.
I'm glad you said that, Richard. It was completely unprompted. He had said he wanted to sit down with me. I went over there. And he talked, and in his own words, he said people are jealous of the Clintons. And so those are words that he's going to have to eat now.
I have a feeling he'll be talking about them tonight.
I want to know why you have kept this tape to yourself.
Chris, you're giving him way too much benefit of the doubt. He forgets that he did it.
And
that's not it. If anybody should be ticked.
If you were before me in a congressional hearing, boy, you'd be toast.
If anybody should be ticked, it's me, right? I should be like, what have you been holding out here on? All right.
But he's right, Richard.
Yeah.
You are correct.
What
I
year
forgot all
was
about
it?
You do this every night. You forget,
You
right?
forget.
You really
Thank
do.
you.
All
Thank you. It was 2008.
But
2008.
But the broader point is, there's a million and maybe too many ways that this thing could go for her lines, but let's at least establish the stakes. And I'll start with you, Congressman, because I've heard, and Cokie Roberts give me two different schools of thought. One is, and you guys all know the Bradley effect for the people who don't know, then Mayor Bradley in Los Angeles, African-American at the time, leading by a healthy margin in the polls. The fear was, though, that come election day, maybe the people who said one thing to the pollster would do something different when they pulled the curtain back in the voting booth, and they did, and he lost. I think it's been, if not disproven, certainly mitigated by what we saw in the last two presidential elections with Barack Obama. A lot of people said the same thing, will they really vote for a black guy? But where do you think the numbers really are? And you got a lot of friends in the Republican aisle who are very nervous here with coattails. Do they think it's going to be a blowout in 3 weeks?
They don't think it's a blowout, but they sure like the numbers this way than the other way. But when I was campaigning door to door as a state rep, when Ronald Reagan was running against Carter, and nobody was going to vote for the actor, I kept coming back to my wife every night and saying, I think Reagan may win, because they don't admit they're voting for it, but then they say nice things about him. And so now this is a different kind of, they don't want to admit.
Nice things about him.
No, because frankly, he's appealing to people's anger and hate, and they don't want to admit that they're kind of, subject to that. Let me just say one thing that just fascinates me. My party was the party, in my view, the party of ideas in the 90s. We took over, we had lots of ideas. No, you may not agree with them, but we came in with a contract with America. And then all of a sudden it morphed into impeach Bill Clinton. And then it morphed into hate the Clintons. And then when I was helping John Kasich in this last race, I went to a Rubio event in New Hampshire, and it was Obama, Clinton, bad. When I'm president, I'm going to do everything they did. After the event, I was speaking to people. I said, could you vote for John Kasich? They said, no. Well, what do you like about Rubio? He hates Clinton, and he hates Obama, and he loves America. And that's what this is all about now. So, to end, sorry to talk so long, Trump has just capitalized on the hatred of the Clintons, and he doesn't really feel that way about them, as you know.
We do love to dump on the pollsters. Oh, they don't really know. But by and large, I go with Nate Silver to Vegas every day and bet with him. He got 49 states right the last go-round here. And he's putting the electoral chances pretty much at 90% she's going to win. Do you think she's wins going away, or do you think we're going to sit here at the end of Tuesday night and say, wow, that was closer than I thought?
Well, Richard, my friend, I'm going to be the voice of caution tonight. There are so many battleground states within the margin of error on these polls. Clinton may be ahead in most of them, but it's within the margin of error. And there's 20 days to go.
But if I can do a little caveat, with the way that it is now, when factoring that in, she's already at 307, 310 here in terms of electoral votes, and he's 170, leaving those 50-some-odd battleground votes, battleground states that are up for grabs. There almost doesn't seem to be a path that he can win this. He'd have to run the table on everything within 5 points, and even then I think he's 5-10 electoral votes shy.
Well, I've lived through a bunch of elections that I didn't think were going to go the way they did. I thought Al Gore would beat George W. Bush.
At least that was close.
Having known both of them. I'm also the son of Depression-era folks who never expected there to be a calamity. So, Nate Silver, he's got Clinton at close to 90%, as you said, but it's not 100%. And there's 20 days left. There could be, we could get more tapes like the one Dominic Carter just produced, or that was asked of him about his insightful questioning of Trump that revealed, as he said, a lot about Trump's character, but even more importantly, a lot about Hillary Clinton's character.
So we know the stakes tonight. This is his last best shot, if he's going to have one at all. You think he throws the kitchen sink, and if we think we've seen him nuclear before, he's going to take it up another level.
He throws the kitchen sink, but it will not work at the end of the day. My prediction, our members of Congress, I can understand why they're a bit cautious in terms of their predictions, or conservative, I should say. My prediction, blowout election. The electoral math is not there. And if you recall, I tried to give Trump a fair chance throughout this campaign, and up until that Access Hollywood tape, I thought he had a shot, but he exposed himself as a bumbling idiot. What I don't understand, Richard, to be honest with you, that interview that we did in 2008, the same stuff that now is alleged about him and women, we knew when we sat down and did that interview. Yeah. And so how he thought, with a reporter sitting down with him, knowing all these allegations about women, that he would be elected president, I just don't get it.
Who can explain to me in my lifetime what constituencies in America were 24 hours before the penultimate debate here, he's going out again defending Putin? What Russian electorate is it that he's really trying to corner the market on? There's so many moves that he's done, attacking his own party, going after Paul Ryan, with the rigging comments and everything else we'll get into. It is unfathomable where he's trying to go. But I guess my question, I got to hit a break here, is do you believe, as we're sitting here, guys, not only is the Senate up for grabs for Democrats, but maybe the House? Could there be down ticket phenomenons, especially if tonight goes really south for Trump, that Republicans are going to be throwing their hands up saying, we might actually lose the House too. Do you think the Dems get the Senate, and do you think they come close in the House, if not get it?
Yes, I think the Democrats get the Senate and come close in the House.
How about yourself?
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, coming up next, what should we expect tonight? We already know when it comes to the optics that there's a bizarre guest list, all intended to get under certainly Hillary Clinton's skin, but she's got a couple interesting guests herself here. We're going to get into the format, the questions, the topics, and what we might expect in a little over 2.5 hours. Stay with us.